know that old saying, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Well, unfortunately, we all chuckle because we know it's true, right? And we know that children aren't the problem. Well, there might be a lot of problems, and I only have a few minutes, so I'm going to deal with one. I think one of the problems is that our society has turned parenthood into a competitive sport focused on perfectionism and guilt. I think we've come to confuse motherhood with martyrdom. And is everyone okay with that? I'm not. I think many of us, far too many of us, sit on the sidelines of our own lives as cheerleaders and soccer moms, complete with our nice bag of goodies of snacks and water bottles for the rest of the team. We tell our children, stand up for yourself and chase your dreams, but how are we doing as their primary role model? Well, I believe we've gotten way out of balance. So how can we get ourselves back into this game of life that is, after all, also our life? Well, I suggest this, a simple permission slip, like so many we've signed for our children over the years. I wrote a bunch of these for myself, so I could take just a little bit of time to start to run and go to yoga class and even finish reading some books. I was a book club dropout. I even flunked out of the one we called the half-ass book club, so that tells you something. But what do we write on our permission slips? Well, a friend of mine told me that when her son asked her, "Mommy, what do you do for fun?" the only thing that popped in her head was drink wine. Now, I know far too many of us relate to that, and the sad truth of the matter is, many of us have forgotten what our passions and dreams are. They fell off the to-do list. So sometimes we just have to pick something new. I didn't even like running, and I started running, not to get in shape like all the things people think you do that for. I did it because it was an easy structure to attach to. There was an end goal, there was a set schedule, and it also provided me with a sense of community. But your permission slip doesn't have to be anything athletic or physical. It could be to take a class, schedule more time with your friends, perhaps write that novel you've always wanted to write, or take a trip. Although I'm not advocating that we all run off to Rome and Bali like an Eat, Pray, Love, as tempting as that is on certain days. But the truth of the matter is, I don't stand up here and say, I have this all figured out. I am a total work in progress. But I do believe that this is an important thing, and it is a challenge to get ourselves back on that to-do list and on the schedule. So we have to take the first step, and the permission slip is that. I believe we need to do this. I believe we need to raise awareness of this issue and support and encourage each other as women to write our permission slip. If more of us do it, then more will join in, and we'll end up with happier moms and therefore happier families. And I don't think anybody can argue with that. Well, 3 weeks ago, I ran my first marathon. And while it was a physical feat, and I'm totally slow and steady, not going to break any race records, it was much more of a mental challenge for me. I had to struggle daily with those things that we know as women, self-doubt and mommy guilt. But you know what? It was worth it. And I stand up here today pretty much because I did that. I feel empowered, and yes, I am happier. And that is the feeling I want more women to share. When my daughters saw me cross that finish line, I believe I did more for them as their mother than if I had chauffeured them around to one more activity. I showed them the lessons of perseverance and goal setting, the very things they will need as they face challenges in their lives as young women and future mothers. But I know there's still a lot of people out there who are going to judge these ideas as selfish, which is like a dagger in the heart to women. Well, I would remind everyone that when we sit on that airplane and they give us that familiar speech, what do they tell us to do when the oxygen masks drop from the ceiling? They say, put the mask on yourself first, and then place it on your child. Is that a selfish act? Hell no. We all need to breathe. We have to take care of ourselves so that we can be there to take care of the ones that we love. So I invite you to, in your packet, find your permission slip and give yourself permission to get back into this game of life. Thank you.